Hey, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with Kevin Brock at, you know what time it is?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. And
Man,
man,
the makeup lady didn't show up.
no, I
Makeup.
don't think I paid her yet. It's an outstanding bill.
Man,
Hey,
I gotta
Kevin,
start
how's it?
fishing.
Oh yeah, how's it going, man? How
Oh
it's
boy.
been a week. It's been a
It
week.
is. It has been a week. It has been a week for sure. Sony, that is for sure. Thanks for having us. Thanks for letting me be on here and helping us out with this. Yeah, so we're just gonna do our thank yous right off the bat, and we're gonna do just a little bit, and then we're going to go right into the fishing report, what's happening, because guys want to know. Lots of things are changing right now with water levels, water temperatures, temperatures outside. Fish are changing, and a lot of regulations are changing. And we're going to go over some of that this evening. And yeah, it's been a week. Glad to be here again, though.
Oh yeah, we
You know, for
made
the
it. We
second time in a row, because of my amazing wife that had it up and ready to go. The computer. I literally typed in the password you sent me, hit join, bam, autofill, bam, off mute, bam. I'm like computer whiz now.
Hey,
Computer whiz.
it only took a few weeks. I still remember when we first started this,
Did like
and
7 times. It was more than a few weeks. And there was like 2 times I wanted to throw the phone through the wall. I almost did that once.
yeah. But look, we're making progress. We're
Yeah.
moving forward. Things are happening.
Well, that's what life is about. That's what life is about moving forward. May's pretty sick. She ate something and she ain't doing good. So
Oh, oh, you got to take care of May.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens whether we take her to the vet in the morning. Um, she's trying to eat a little bit, but it ain't staying down, and I think she's got some sort of bone stuck somewhere in there and making her upset. She's hacking, not feeling good. So we will see. We'll see how much she sleeps through the night. We'll see what she does. See if she gets a fever. Anyway, so good thoughts for May. So everyone have good thoughts for little May dog. And yeah, we'll pull that one off. So let's do that. Let's jump right into I don't know, can you see my arm? Do I need to
Go,
back up a little bit?
go down, tilt your screen down a little bit. There you go. Just you have a laptop, right? Just tilt it down your screen towards you.
I know that you've said that 3 times, and I haven't
There
done
you
it
go.
yet. There we go.
Perfect.
See, just like
Perfect.
that. There, now it's better. See. Uh-oh, what happened?
Ah,
Software update.
do not update software.
No, no, no. Cancel,
No,
cancel, cancel
I
right
just did it on
now.
my phone, and my phone has not been the same. I went into Verizon today and say, fix this, and
Oh,
you know what? They're like, oh, nothing we can do. It's a Samsung phone. I'm like, I said a few choice words, but it's been one of those weeks. Anyway,
it has been
those.
one of those weeks. So this is my monthly infusion. So I get IG infused, but it takes 2 days to do it. So I try to guide in the morning, and then they do it from 2 to 6. I literally walk through the door to make this happen, and they leave that little baby right there, and
Yep.
so the pick stays in you. And so I'll go out and net fish, and they wrap it all up so I don't get infected, because I tell them that. And that's my right there, that little baby right there. That's my lifeline. That's what keeps me alive, right there. Once a month, 2 times, 2 times, and yeah, we're lucky. We are lucky. I was listening while I was being infused there. I was doing a lot of work, and one of my nieces is a teacher over in Kansas for for a Mennonite school, and I'm not sure what grade she teaches. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, even better. Thank you. I was corrected. Fifth and sixth. Anyway, that doesn't matter. She's a teacher. Hats go off to teachers, no doubt, because they care about people. Majority do. And anyway, it was the program. It was in a school program. Program was about Ellis Island, the history of Ellis Island. And if you know the history of Ellis Island, the millions of people that walk through the door there, and we're all scanned and questioned and quarantined, and then examined some more, and then would stay and go, and the nightmares of that. And yet people risked it all to get a better life. I mean, the shirt on their back and their backpack, and people stayed behind, sold stuff, and gave their kids the money. Said, "Here you go." To try to get to make it to have a better life. And it kind of hit home for me because I was listening to all this, and I was thinking, they have over 2 million visitors a year, people that go back.
Right.
And in the Reagan administration, it was going to cost, millions, maybe even $1 billion to restore the whole thing. You know how much our country, how much our state, any of the states, how much the taxpayers' money spent on that? Zero. Zero. It was all out of donations. You know who donated? Was the people that came across the hardworking bread backbone of America, hardworking people that said, "Thank you for giving us another chance.
Right.
Thank you for getting us to America. We still believe." They donated all that money to clean that all up to make it a historical landmark now. That's visited, every year. Anyway, the whole story behind it, I don't have time to go in through the whole thing, but it could be a lot worse. We still live in a great place. And you know what? And your phrase, I'm taking this from you, is we can all do better. We can
Just do
all do
better.
a little better. We can all do just a little better. And I had been complaining about certain agencies, from water to fisheries to yada, yada, yada. And I'm tired. I've been running 40, 50 days or whatever in a row over striper season. And I'm just beat. I'm just tired. And I was being negative. And I was like, you know what? I got to change my attitude. I really got to change my. We got it good. We still live in a place where we can go fishing, where we can make things happen. It may
For
not be
now.
the best. Yeah, it may not be the
For
best
now.
situation, but we can still do it. And it's a land of opportunity. So if you're sniveling, stop it. Get
Stop.
over it. You know what I mean? Get through it. But
Put your
anyway, that
big
was
boy pants on.
yeah, it's time. It's time. Yeah, get out of bed, crawl out of bed with the rest of us, and ache and hurt, and just keep moving forward. Let's go to the fishing report. Enough about that. Anyway, I'm super proud of my niece. She's an awesome little girl.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome young lady, not a girl. But anyway, so trout fishing is starting to boom all over the place. This next week, Collins Lake, Paradise Lake, um, Lake Lake Orville, not yet, hasn't really kicked on. Shasta Lake, um, and then you got all your creeks: Hat Creek, Deer Creek, Butte Meadows. All those are starting to be planted. Department of Fish and Game plants fish because of your license fee. I know it sucks. I know it's expensive, but they take that money, some of it, and spend it towards hatchery food, hatchery maintenance, hatchery personnel. And that's how we get to fish these creeks and stuff that are planted. So it gives us fishing opportunity. So another positive thing. Um, so as soon as school ends here, which is all coming up for everybody, they'll be planting everywhere. Campgrounds are going to fill up. It's going to get hot. It's time to go fishing. It really, really is time to go trout fishing. If you like to trout fish, it's time. What stuff do you need? You need power bait. You need power bait when you go trout fishing. If you go to the creeks, you need some little spinners, little Meps, little Panther Martins, stuff like that. Little stuff. 4 pound tests, plenty. Little split shot, little hooks, little salmon eggs. Bingo, bango, you're off and running. And if you want to learn how to rig those or put those together, you can go to our website. This isn't a commercial, but it's just to help. We're doing, how-to videos and stuff there. You can go there and check that out. So we dropped down into the striper scene on the Sacramento River. Now, there are still a ton of stripers in the river, and the river's come up a little bit, but a lot of them are spread out. And it seemed like we got to work for them a little bit more. What do I mean by work for them? We don't just go out and drop them down and catch 30 of them in an hour. But people are catching fish still. I sold sardines to some guys this afternoon before I went and got my infusion. They were caught fish yesterday out of Butte City. There you have it. Shad fishing. It's picking up all over. Guys who are shad fishing, they're catching shad all the way from here, all the way down to the American River, Freeport. Shad, if you know how to shad fish, you want to go catch shad, it's time. Here we go. It's happening. We'll have a solid month of good shad fishing. So that'll be really neat. And that's going on right now. The bass fishing is second to none in Shasta and Orville. Folsom has been on fire for quite a while. And when it warms back up here after this little cold front, it'll be even better for the largemouth. So if you like to bass fish, get out there and do that. There's a few small trout in the upper Sacramento River, steelhead slash trout in the Feather River. There's opportunities there. Um, we fished Calusa just a couple days ago, and there was like two boats that put in there. It was like all the fish left. And we were fortunate to land on a little pot of fish. Got limits. Big fish was maybe 14 pounds. Landed probably 18 fish, maybe 20 fish. Let some go, kept some, and had a great day. So there you go. We tried two or three spots. We didn't catch any, and then boom, we found a little honey bucket. So fishing wise, it's time to go out. Just keep right on going. Now, Orville. Let's jump over to Orville. So we covered a little fishing report. And if you need stuff, tackle, anything like that, and you're down, in Yuba City, swing in there and see our good buddies at Johnson's. Go see out of Brian's, out of Terry. They got great staff. They got great stuff. If you're up norther, you got Chico. You got the tackle box over there. If you're up in Red Bluff, they just got a bunch of new kokanee stuff in. Kokanee thing on Whiskey Town's just starting to kick in on fire. And Bullard's Bar is on fire. And where else? Shasta Lake. Let's talk about that a little bit. A couple of years ago, they planted kokanee in Shasta Lake. Now they're starting to see them come out of Shasta. Guys that went out 2 days in a row and got limits that I know of. So that's a new thing. That's happening for Shasta. So you got Reynolds Hardware, you got Ace Hardware and Willows, carrying my stuff for kokanee. Anyway, it's all out there. So just go fishing is what I'm saying. If it's time to go fishing, that's a great report because it's just there's fish being caught no matter what body of water you go to right now. And if you got questions on how to set something up, give me a call or shoot me an email and I'll help you out with that. And then we're running into this I'm going to try to stay out of the political side of this. So I'm not going to debate it at all. But the mussel issue, golden mussel shutting things down, different things. I talked directly today with Department of Water Resources for Lake Orville. I don't know what other places are, but I went straight to the top. They responded to me right away and said that, guides will still be able to guide out there. This is how Lake Orville is going to work. Starting Monday, they're going to, at 8:30, they're going to start checking everybody going in. They're going to do a little bit on this weekend for testing, but officially starts Monday. This Monday. You're going to have to wait till 8:30 to go in. They're going to inspect your boat. There's no cost to inspecting your boat. Now, if you pass, how do you pass? You pull out your plug, you make sure your boat's dry, bilge pump, live well, all that stuff. Drain all the water. Try to make sure you got all the water out of your boat. That's all I can say. Water carries the mussel. If you don't have any water, you don't carry any mussels. There you go. So try to get it all out of your boat. If you pass, boom, they give you a little sticker. They said it was going to be blue. I don't know what it looks like exactly. Give you a sticker, put on your boat. You can go fishing. If you don't pass, they've got a high pressure, high temperature water type dealy bobber apparatus. They're going to spray out your boat. Maybe takes from 5 to 10 minutes, not super long. This is what I've been told. Okay. And from Department of Water Resources themselves, from the head honcho. And then you can go launch and they'll give you a little blue sticker. Fish for the day. Okay. Now the sheriffs and the state park guys are going to be looking for boats out there with blue stickers. If you don't have a blue sticker on there, you're going to have a problem because you're going to have to they'll make you get off the water and fine you. So you're out there fishing with a blue sticker. Now it's time to leave. You go home. Put your boat on the trailer. They will give you the option of what is the word? Seal. Seal is the word, not the kind in the ocean, but seal as in no leak seal. They will put a seal on your boat, which is a trailer, boat apparatus, wire type thing, is what I've been told. And then you can come back to Lake Oroville every day. You don't have to wait 30 days, nothing. You can come back every day. But this is voluntary. If you go to another body of water, you will have to go through the check again. Doesn't cost you any money, it's just going to cost you time. So actually, you can fish the lake every single day. And then you can go to the Feather River and then go back to Oroville. You just got to go through the checkout process again. And then you can go to other lakes, Shasta, Whiskeytown, the Delta, and you come back to Oroville the next day and you'll tell them, hey, I was in the Delta yesterday, and they're going to wash your boat out again. That's going to be a lot of blue stickers. But anyway, they're going to see how it goes. But that is the information that I got. We'll see how this week goes. So
That's
it's not a seal it, turn around, go home, wait for 30 days, and then you're married to that lake. You're going to have to go through some hassle, but you will be able to fish that lake and other lakes. So far, so far.
and that's the best I've heard because I heard
Yeah.
Folsom was you're married to Berryessa, you were married to.
Folsom is. Berryessa, you are. There's
That
several that are, and then they're not giving opportunity. Some are shutting down. They don't even give people opportunity to fish.
right, right. You
So
would think,
DWR said they don't want to do that. They don't. They want to be pro angler. They want to be pro Lake Orville, and they're doing the best they can do. That's what I got so far.
yeah, and the thing
So eight.
that I look at is if say all these five lakes are mussel-free lakes and they have to be inspected is if they married your boat and trailer with the cable, I would think that they would all work together and you can go to any one of those lakes because they all been inspected and you're just, going from an inspected to an inspected.
Well,
But
I would think so too if it was all one agency.
correct, that's where the
and
breakdown
and
happens.
and because it's not, and not that again, who are you going to be mad at? Can't be
Right,
mad at anybody. Everybody's being told what to do by different things, and they got to make a decision. And we talked about this earlier before the podcast. You want to be mad at people, but who are you going to be mad at?
right.
Right? Different
Yeah,
decisions are being made by people that don't even know that they're making the wrong decision. So they're thinking they're making the right decision. They don't know. And then they just pass it on down. The people that you talk to, the quarantine people, they're just doing their job. Be
right.
nice. Be nice to them. They
True.
don't want to be out there looking for some stupid muscle. Okay, I shouldn't say some muscle up in your bilge pump. They don't want to be out there doing that no more than you want them doing it.
I agree.
So be nice to them. Don't be rude to them because they're just trying to do what they can do. I mean, if you're really mad, write the governor. If you're really mad, write the congressman. If you're really mad, try to go up the chain of command and write, and try to make a change that way. But don't. These guys are getting paid. They're doing their job. Don't get mad at them. They're just trying to do what they're told to do. That's all. So when you get to the water, don't be a jerk. Roll with it. We all got to roll with it. And I'm losing money because of it. I have every reason to be irate, but who am I going to be irate at?
Right, right.
Where was it passed through? Who get it? Is it false? Is it messed up? Is it a Yeah, okay. I'm not going to get political. Is it a spotted tail? Is it a COVID? Is it a green frog? And we've all seen what's happened to all these different places because of that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, oh, whoops, we made a mistake and it swept under the rug. But who did that? Who swept it under the rug? Was it the people that were enforcing it? No, they're just doing their job. So try to be kind. Try to be kind to everybody. I mean, that's all you can do with that. So Orville's a positive. That's a positive
Oh,
thing.
that's a great thing.
Here's another positive thing. Well, while we're on positive things, let's just keep going. Let's just keep on going. It was approved yesterday, and they're finalizing the dates for the American River and the McCollum River, but we will have a 2025 salmon season on the inland rivers. There's
Okay.
going to be one. There
That's
will be
awesome.
one.
Good news.
Word on the street. I haven't seen it in the book yet. It hasn't been written yet. They're doing in process of that right now, but it's not going to be reversed because that's what was employed, and it wasn't contested. One fish, and you're done. You can't.
One and done.
If you keep one, you're done. Now, if you and Anthony, the striper sniper, maybe we'll call him the salmon slayer. Maybe he will be. Who knows? Anthony might be. But you guys go out fishing, right?
Yeah.
You got a couple rods out, you got spinners out, or quick fish out, whatever you're fishing. Boom, your rod goes down. You land that fish. That's your fish. Salmon fishing, you are done. But we can use a 2-rod stamp, right?
Right.
I don't know if the special rules apply to it. We will see. But it was it. Then Anthony could still have a couple rods out because he's got a 2-rod stamp, and then get a salmon and go from there. Now, you can shad fish, you can steelhead fish if you have a steelhead card, not with a big old salmon plug, obviously. But you can go outside, cast, whatever you want. You can still fish, but you cannot target a salmon once you keep one. Anyway, we're going to be able to fish. Okay,
that's great news. That's great news.
That went through yesterday, and is in all litigation, being processed right now into the handbook of law for the 2025 salmon season. There's going to be a season on the Feather River. The proposed dates were July 16th through September 15th. There's going to be on the American River, and I don't know when it's going to start. It didn't say exactly, but it's going to go till October 15th. So it's going to give you a little bit longer on the American. And then on the September, so it's going to give you another month on the American. And then on the McCollum, it's going to go till Halloween, October 31st. So there will be some opportunities to fish. There's going to be regulations. There's going to be areas that you can only fish. Ansel Hoffman down to maybe a little bit below Howe, I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit below Watt Avenue, which is a short section. The mid section of the American is where you're going to get the fish. They don't want everybody up at Nimbus. The outlet, as of now, will be open.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be crazy.
From the outlet, as of now, from the outlet down will be open. Now, below Live Oak, there's talk, and there was a proposal of leaving below Live Oak open from September 15th till the end of October, 2 more weeks. So we'll see. That's all to be said. We will get a season. We will be able to target a king salmon in California. And again, was written and approved, not written yet, but approved, passed yesterday.
And that's just inland, and that does not include any part of the Sacramento at all, right?
No sac. Sac's out.
Yep.
Sac's done. No Sacramento at all.
Okay.
No Sacramento. So we'll hold off till 26. We'll have a full sim run. We had water. They're planting fish in all different areas. They're planting more fish in each hatchery. DWR, Fish and Wildlife, Board of Reclamation, Water Bureau, State of California, Fish and Wildlife, NOAA. I mean, I go through like 10 different agencies are all trying to bring back some salmon. Again, I'm not getting into it. You and I both know we could say a lot of things about that, but they are trying, and we had high water the last 3 years. We will have a successful 26, 27, and 28 salmon season. So hang on to your hat because we're all going salmon fishing again.
It's going to be like the Rogue River on the Feather River here.
Yeah, oh, it will be.
It's going to be country.
For sure. Yeah. I think the
Yeah.
guys on the road can drive a little better, but we'll
Oh,
see. Yeah.
it's I'm just gonna have to go hang out there just to put the drone up and get some really good video of some interesting things gonna
Well,
happen.
what
So
we'll do, we'll have you fish with us on July 16th.
cool.
I'll get some people, and then you can drone over all the boats. We'll probably have to sleep in the boat the night before to get a spot, but who knows? We'll see.
We'll see.
Done
It's
it.
all good
Done,
stuff.
I've done it many times before. So part of it,
I know a lot of
part of it.
people
So
working hard to make that happen.
yeah. So tell me about what you did last week down at Knight's Landing, or a couple days ago, or
Oh,
whenever it was. Let's hear.
yeah,
I want to hear from you. I've yapped and yapped and yapped. I want to hear.
that's all good.
Hey, this is Kevin Brock with Real Talk at 7 o'clock. And today our guest is who? Stony Stone. Stony, you went fishing in Knight's Landing last week, and I want you to tell us all about it. It's all you, buddy.
Dude, I think we got a new host. I'm just fired. Just go away. No, I had to get a monkey off my back because I had gone out to Knight's Landing a few weeks before and just got skunked. And it was terrible. Anthony took his boat out and pulled one shaker out, and that was it. And I got skunked, and so we had to go kind of slay the beast on our back. And so we launched there right at Knight's Landing to get out into the main channel. We go up rivers. We like to troll upriver when we're trolling. Some people like to go down, but we like to go up. And so we're going up. We just got all four lines put in. We're at 2 rod stamps. We're running 4 rods. It wasn't more than 5 minutes. I didn't even get to the tower that's there, that little water tower thing. I didn't even get that far before the rods were going down. Right off the bat,
Awesome.
5 minutes.
Awesome.
And they were quality
Tell
fish.
tell everybody this is important. Tell her because I get asked this all the time. Tell everybody how fast you were going upstream. Were you going with a current or were you going fast? Let everybody kind of know so they get an idea when they troll.
Yeah, so a couple things I do when we're going upriver, and this is why I like to go upriver because I don't have, I have a deep V, low, it's not a river boat. It's made more
Well, hold
for,
on. You got a low, deep V. That doesn't
yeah,
work.
it's
It's low.
no, it's a LOWE
Oh,
brand.
not LOW, not a low
No.
deep V. I'm like, I've never heard of a low deep V
No.
before. I've heard of deep Vs, I've heard of low boats, I've heard of flat bottoms, but never a low deep V. I want to make
Yeah,
sure I got that right. All right, go ahead.
yeah. So it's not meant for the river, but we run it in the river and it's got a prop, and so we're just careful what we do. But what I find is I'll go upriver, I'll use my motor and just go really slow, but then I'll put my trolling motor down so I can use the trolling motor to steer the boat. So that's one trick that I like to do because then I don't have to worry about, the steering wheel and doing all that stuff. I just, use a little bit of power to go up just enough to make the rod tips move. So typically, if we're going up river, the river's running at about 3.5. So we're usually trolling up river about, 4 miles an hour, maybe.
Right.
Not even that. No, it's more like two. I think we're doing like 2 miles an hour, according to because we're fighting the current. The current's really making those lures go. So going up river
Right.
at a 3.5, I'm going about 2 miles an hour in my boat, 1.5 to 2.
Right. So you're pulling, they're being pulled around four miles
Right,
an hour or something like that,
right.
and the river speed is two to 2.5. Sometimes it's a little faster, three. On the Kenai River in Alaska, and then I'll let you keep going. The average river speed is about 7.5 miles an hour.
Wow.
Imagine that at a boat ramp after a few drinks. All
Oh
right, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, and since people always ask what speed, so what I like to do is I'll go upriver a little bit, turn everything off, and just drift down, so I can look at my graph. It shows me the speed, so I can see how fast the current's going, and it'll say 3.5 miles an hour. So I'm like, perfect. It's 3.5. I know going upriver, I gotta be at about 1.5 to 2, and I'll get to that 1.5, 1.8, and see what those lures are doing. If the rod tips are vibrating and there's some nice action, then I'll just lock it there. And if they're not moving, I may go a little bit quicker. But it's all about the rod tip. How
Yeah.
much that rod tip's working.
You bet. And when you say the rod tip there, yeah, and what he's referring to, everybody is there's different rods, rather, lots of different rods. But when you're trolling, you need a rod tip that's got a light enough tip on it, but still got backbone, so it's not just bent over. And you can tell, and with my hand, I'm mimicking the end of a rod tip, like so, and just shake it a little bit. Hopefully, I don't shake like that, but it's working really good. And when I say working, it's just consistently just wobbling. Blah, 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 blah. If it's going real fast and erratic and things like that, okay, you're hitting bottom or you're getting mossed up or your lure's jacked up. It's not good. But just that. And then once you kind of get that and starts looking at it, the speed of what your lure is working right. And then you're like, okay, that's the speed I need right there because you're confident because when you get that, boom, that's when you get a bite. When I fish the Delta a lot on the incoming and outgoing tides, people ask me all the time, well, how fast are you going? I'm like, I really don't know.
Right.
I'm letting the rod tip. I mean, my gauges tell me, but if it's a low tide, a small tide, then it's not going to push out much. If it's a big tide, it rips out. Well, then you got to go faster and you got to adjust. But if you watch that rod tip will tell you if you're mossed up. That rod tip will tell you if your lure's fouled. That rod tip will tell you if you're getting a fish. That rod tip will tell you if you're trolling right. It'll tell you everything you need to know. So and as a guide, when people say I'm reading the rod, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm
Right.
staring at rod tips. Now I've been fortunate in my career, my life and guiding. I've stared at a few rod tips, and so I know what a bottom is, what a rock is, what that was, what that was. Hey, that looked different, because it catches your eye because it's something different. So, but yeah, really, really fine doing that. And then the next key is you don't have to buy a $200, $300 fishing rod. But if you do find one with a good tip on it, with a super soft tip and backbone, that's money.
Hey,
That's
guess what?
money.
Guess what rod
Yeah.
I run?
Yeah. Well, I know. I didn't
I
want to,
know.
I didn't want to make it in a
You didn't want to
commercial.
make a commercial,
I
but
didn't. I
but
didn't. I
I
didn't. It's
am,
okay. But
but I can.
I did make a rod for trolling and
No.
that exact rod for that reason.
Yeah, and if you
So,
go to Old Farts Fishing on YouTube, you can see the latest video called, Striper at Knight's Landing. You can see those rods in action, and we're running those for catfish, we're running them for everything. Just because there's a method of why I'm running these rods on 26-pound catfish is I'm going to test them. I want to see what is it going to take to break one of these. And I'm telling you what, you go catch one of these big 26-pound Clear Lake catfish on that light trolling the rod that Kevin makes, and it's fun. I mean, it put the fun back in fishing. It was like, this is
oh, I
awesome.
mean, you feel them head shaking. You think,
Oh
is this
yeah,
rod going to hold up? It'll hold up. When you design rods, the thing is, there's different compromises. The reason why these rods aren't available a lot on the market is because they're hard to make. It takes a lot of research to get the tips right, to get the backbone right, to get the bend right and everything in them. But the soft tip, you can't high stick. High stick means, sticking a rod straight up and down and having the fish bend over. You can't do that. You can't do that. It'll smash the tip. It's not an ugly stick.
right.
But what you can read, what you can get out of it is it's a joy. It's just a joy. It's just a joy to fish with. Um, it just really is. It's like you baseball players out there know if you have the perfect bat,
Oh
whether it's
yeah.
a 31 inch or a 33 inch or however many ounces you want, and it swings and you crack that home run and it's just effortless. And the swing goes through and the ball jumps off the bat and it's like you didn't even hit it, just gone, gone into the trees, into the bleachers, out, home run. There's nothing sweeter than that feel. Well, that's what
That
building these
rod.
rods was like.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, this is cool. Again, they're spendy, so we're not promoting rods, but what we are saying is it's important to have a rod with a soft tip and a little bit of backbone in between so you can read what that lure is doing. That part is very crucial to being successful. All
Right.
right, keep going. So
Perfect.
you're catching all kinds of fish.
We're catching all kinds of fish. We basically had hooked up. When I say this, hooked up. We hooked up limits within an hour.
Awesome.
Now we didn't limit in an hour because we lost two fish. And I watched the video back, and you just talked about high sticking, right? I look at the video. We doubled up. Anthony's on a fish. I look at the video, and I've laid the camera down, right? Because I had to grab this thing. Well, what do I see? I see the rod tip way up in the air because the camera's facing up. I should not see a rod tip,
Yeah.
right? The rod tip's way up, and I'm telling Anthony, "Oh, I lost it." And I'm watching that video going, "Well, you lost it because you high sticked it and pulled it out of his mouth."
Yeah, it was
Oh,
just up on the top and shaking. A lot was going on. Maybe the fish
yep,
would have come unbuttoned anyway. Don't know, but yeah,
yep,
it doesn't help to high stick. It doesn't help at all. It gives them too much slack, and they
yep,
can shake their head and leverage that lure or against the line and pull it out of their face. Yeah,
yep, yep.
but no,
So,
what I liked about that because I watched a little bit of that at least up till that point was you were like you were already going home. You're fighting this fish
you're right.
and you're calling the victory lap. You're like, pop out the champagne, baby. We are totally, I mean, we're back. We got our limits out. And then boom, it pops off next to the boat, you
Yep.
know. And then it was like that was a little surreal, a little humble pie there.
Oh yeah.
And then you guys went around and fished instead of going back through there. You're like, oh no, we'll just go get another one. And you did. You went and found
Yeah.
some more fish, but fun time. But I totally laughed at that. I've had clients, they'll hook one like in the first 2 minutes when we get there, they're like, oh well, we're gonna get them fast. We're gonna let them out fast. You're like,
No, stop,
don't say that.
stop.
Don't one at a time. Well, stripers sometimes two and three at a time, but I mean sometimes four if you're really in them. But five or six, I've done six tuplets a few times. But the the aura, if you want to call it, the osmos of the universe, da da da, sometimes doesn't like us. The fish, the whatever doesn't like us being too cocky about, oh, this is too easy when
Right.
when he's handing you a gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that's for
we
sure.
are gonna go try it again this weekend. I'm gonna go out Sunday and see if we can have a repeat. But we're doing something different this time. We're going to troll upriver like we did before, but instead of trolling downriver, we're going to basically float downriver and then throw some top water, throw some swim baits, and just kind of work those rocky areas and those little sandy areas and just kind of throw on the way down. And then if we're in the fish, we're going to troll back up and just keep going back and forth through a couple areas and try
Super
different
fun.
techniques.
Yeah, super fun. You can do that, and you can do that. Or if guys don't have stuff to cast and they're drifting minnows, drift minnows down.
Yep,
Just float down. And while you're casting, because of the two rod stamp, you can put a minnow out off the side, put a 1 ounce sinker on, drop the bottom, give it a turn up, put it in the rod holder. And then you're casting, and then your minnow's still floating down. Now you're covering everything.
yep,
Now you're getting it. So that was another little tip there. Tip there.
yeah.
All phones going off. Speaking of minnows.
Shit, everybody's calling it. You have a minnow delivery now?
Minnows, minnows, minnows. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's been great, and like I said, the other cool thing was, Kevin, this is a huge step for me, was I was able to actually read my side scan a little bit.
Nice. Did
After
you
watching
adjust?
you, I did
Did
some
you adjust it a little
adjustments.
bit? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing with contrast, playing with different frequencies to kind of see what it does. And yours is the same as mine as far as brand. It's a Garmin, but I don't know what level yours is. But I was watching your screen last time we were out. I'm like looking to see what yours shows, and then try to mimic that on mine by getting the visual to look the same. I had no idea I was getting there, but I just played with a different, you
Sure,
know,
sure.
bunch of
That's what you
different
got to do
buttons.
because every boat's different.
Yeah, but I got it closer. I'm starting to understand. Oh, that's a tree. Oh, that's a fish. Oh, look, that's a football shape. Oh, that's probably a fish. Or oh, look, that's a sturgeon. Look at that thing. And Anthony's like,
Yeah, look at that
so
surgeon. Or you're like, oh, those are a bunch of shad because they're all together. They're just little rod. And then you're like, oh no, those are stripers. And all of a
yeah,
sudden, two rods go off. Pop out. And you're like, oh,
yeah.
that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yeah,
I'm excited to dial that in a little bit more, especially when we're drifting back downriver and we're throwing, some swim baits and stuff, is we can see those fish on the side now and identify, yes, those are fish sitting by that tree or that stump or whatever that is in the water, and you'll see it. And so, yeah, we're pretty excited about that.
pretty awesome.
Um,
Pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty cool.
the
One
other
day.
thing I'm using a lot of is the down scan, because that gives me a whole nother image that kind of, when I'm looking at my graph and I'm seeing the arches that we think are fish, right? Or you think it's a school, but then when I put that down scan, it's like, oh yeah, that's a tree. Because the characteristics, it looks in one graph like it's a fish, but in the other one, you can totally tell it's a tree.
Right.
And
Right.
and so trying to use all three of those at the same time, I need like a 27-inch monitor on my boat so I could see those screens because they get smaller and smaller, and I'm like, I
I
got to
know
make it bigger.
you put three of them together, and then well,
Yeah,
you'll get to the point where you just see little things. You're only looking at 10% of
right.
what's on the screen and pulling off of what's there and putting it all together. But it
Yeah,
just takes time.
yeah.
But and you still got whether you see them or not, you still got to go catch them
Oh
because
yeah,
guys will say, "Oh yeah, I saw fish all over the stream, but didn't bite them." Well, what were they? Well, what kind of fish were they? But now we're getting to the point where man, in live scope and stuff like that, when you see them, you can tell if it's a salmon, you can tell
yeah,
if it's a striper, you can tell if it's a shad, you can tell if it's a sturgeon. Like this is pretty amazing.
yeah. And
But
I'll run underwater cameras sometimes. The only problem I found with the underwater cameras is the water's got to be pretty clear to see anything.
yeah,
And the river where we are there, it's you're not. I put it down and you see green. You don't see
yeah,
anything. So,
right. Yeah, for sure.
but
For sure, for sure. Oh, that's all
well,
right. Pots and pans are clanging and banging.
it's like time to clean up, Kevin. It's like
I
dishes
know, I
time.
know. I gotta be cleaning up. I just got
Uh,
home. Been a
so
long, long day.
got a little bit of a fishing report. We got to talk about some of the mussel things and what's going on with some of the lakes. And you guys that called in late can watch this post production up on fishkevinbrock.com, which I'll get out here hopefully tomorrow. As I said, this week's been a crazy week. Trying to get I just finally got my podcast out today that I shot on Monday, so that finally came out. And
Oh, and what? Yeah, what else did we do this week? Yeah, like we needed more to do.
yeah.
So after I got done guiding, jumped in whatever it was, jumped in the truck, zipped on down to your
Oh,
place.
that's right,
Yeah,
right?
don't forget that. That was this
Oh,
week, remember?
oh, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. And we shot a little film of um
Cooking
cooking
with
with Stony Stone and his guest, Kevin Brock. So
That's
how
right.
about that? I was a guest on your cooking show,
You were.
and we deep fried some striper. Showed you how to do that. Anthony's filleted the striper for us. We cleaned it up, and
Yes.
we cooked it, and we ate it, and it was good. It was really good.
So we,
Yeah,
we we fried some up and we sautéed some.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we
so you got to check that out, guys, especially the
yeah.
sauteing part because it's easier,
Yeah, it's
less
gonna be
messy.
a few weeks before that because when Kevin came over, it wasn't just Stony with a GoPro like we do on the boat and just grab a. We took the whole upstairs studio that I have, brought it downstairs. There's cameras everywhere. I'm running what 5 different cameras at the same time, and so you got imagine the amount of footage I'm gonna have to go through to get these videos put together. It's
Yeah, it
a
reminded me of back when I was in the movies, yeah, so those are good times, good times. Cut. Yeah.
yeah.
Take two.
Oh yeah. But
But
wait for that to
the
come out.
bottom line, the food was good. But that's what we were doing. It's not like we're sitting still. We're fishing, we're making product, we're doing podcasts, we're just moving forward, trying to get everybody in. But this end of May and June, we will be shad fishing,
Yeah.
trout fishing, in a couple different places, kokanee fishing, spotted bass fishing, probably striper fishing, and maybe even a pre-warm up to yeah, well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But anyway, five or six type different species all in one. And there'll be a couple of days where I'm gonna have to trout fish and then come back after I trout fish, be done by 2, start at 5, be done by 2, meet the next group at 4, and fish till 8:30 for shad. And so we'll have some of those going on. So June is a crazy bounce around time. We got 40 different rods in the truck and the boats, gear everywhere, for each species, but we get them. We get them. We get a lot of fish. So June will be fun.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
follow along with Kevin and then check out Old Farts Fishing to see all these cool videos that are coming out as all the fish like Kevin talked about, is I'll get out there at least a couple trips. We'll see what we can do. But we're definitely going to
Yeah.
get some footage, and you can see it firsthand, right
Yeah.
from our eyes.
Right from
Yeah,
oldfartsfishing.com. Old farts. That's
is there a
pretty,
script?
pretty funny there. I know. Where's the
Look,
script there? There's
see,
the ad right there.
Kevin pulled his glasses off, tells me he's
Yeah.
tired, he's ready to go. We're gonna end this a little short tonight because I know he's been burning the candle at both ends. He
Oh,
had some treatments today, so I know you're a little tired, and I want to be respectful of that. And
yeah.
yeah,
And the only thing I want to end this whole podcast with today is, and I'll let you take your line at the end because that's just a good line. We'll just stick with that, our motto. But just be kind. Just be kind to all the people that are trying to get through it. Law enforcement, the agencies, the people that are doing the muscle thing. It's all new to them too. They didn't go to college to be a muscle quarantine person, and nor do they want to, but they got to do it just like we got to do it. So, again, just be kind. If you got a beef, write a letter, go to your congressman, go to, whatever, move forward that way. But don't hammer on the guys that are at the kiosks or just trying to do their job. So that's all I want to leave that. Just be kind. Be kind down on the
this
water. And we love you all. And man, thank you, Lord, for giving us another day. Give the glory to God on this whole thing because the only reason we're here is because of Him. Have good thoughts for May. She's laying here right now and she hasn't eaten yet, so she's not feeling too hot. So good thoughts for May, and then we'll all get some rest and do it again tomorrow.
sounds good, brother. Until next week, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Real Talk with Kevin Brock.